Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Music and Beyond. I'm Ernie Crazy Eyes from Primitive Minds. Tonight, I have a special guest, two special guests, as you can see, from We're No Gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Nice to finally meet you, Ernie.
Likewise, and I'm hoping one day to head to California, or if you guys come to Texas, catch a show or two.
Yeah, of course. Well, they're playing us in Fort Worth, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. I'm always in the Dallas Fort Worth area, so that's usually where I go see my favorite bands out there. So yeah,
Nice. I heard you say y'all earlier before you started recording, so I find a little bit of Southern twang in there, just a little bit.
I say y'all a lot. I just
Y'all.
don't use howdy. Like I
Are you
don't.
a fan of country music at all?
Nah. If,
Nah, yeah, me either. Not
and
really, at
if I
least.
and if I listen to country, I listen to Hank Three.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of it's kind of different, but we're not here for country. We're no gentlemen.
Rock and
Rock and
roll.
roll, yeah. So first of all, I like to start off with the band name because I get really excited about like backstories or stuff. So, uh, where does the name "We're No Gentlemen" come from?
So our drummer Vince, who couldn't join because he's at work, he's essential, right? He actually started the band, I want to say back in high school or in college with his buddies. It was totally like a garage band, but they actually wrote Mirror Mirror, and it was getting some traction. They play live, and they kept getting the same kind of feedback. You guys are a great band, that song's great, but you need a new singer. So that's when they kind of put feelers out. They kind of wanted a female fronted band. And that's when I auditioned and got the role and kind of made it my own. And we just kind of took off from there.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I think that the We're No Gentlemen name was kind of spur of the moment because it was my drummer Vince and a bunch of his guy friends, and they needed to come up with a name last minute. I think it was a competition or a battle of the bands, and they're like,
Oh,
we need a band name, guys. And he kind of looked at the band and he's like, well, we're not gentlemen, so We're No Gentlemen. It's a cute name. I kind of like it. And I think it's kind of cute with a girl singer too. It kind of works. So
yeah, totally. And I'm sure you guys can play on with the name with different maybe different band T-shirts designs.
yeah, we have a lot of fun with it.
That's
Me
awesome.
and Vince, we actually did a photo shoot, and he had a tuxedo T-shirt,
Oh heck
and I was thinking about it, and I was like, that would be really kind of cute to wear on stage, because we're not gentlemen, but tuxedo,
yeah.
kind of fun.
Hey, maybe all of y'all can wear it at the same time and just
Yeah, right. Tuxedo shirts, let's do it. It's
and
gonna
maybe,
be our new uniform, guys. You down, Danny?
Let's talk about it offline.
or,
Maybe a little too cheesy, but
and maybe some hats or something like those old school mob hats.
don't get me started. I'm gonna take them too far down a rabbit hole. They'll have to reel me in.
Yeah, please save me.
That's great. uh, and what inspired you to pick up the mic, and what inspired you to pick up the bass? What is y'all's inspiration?
You want to start this one, Danny? How did you get into playing bass?
Sure.
Slapping a
Um,
bass.
yeah. Actually, for me, it was pretty early. I actually started playing cello when I was a kid.
Oh,
And,
nice.
I didn't know that.
yeah. And then I went to my first concert, which was Judas Priest of all bands, and heard just the thump and that low end just hit my chest and everything. And I really wasn't that. I was still really young. I was only, I don't know, 10 maybe. I wasn't that into rock music yet. And I heard just that thumping bottom end. I said, I want to do that. And that was pretty much it. I actually sold a bunch of at the time I sold a trampoline and some toys and stuff, and saved up the money to buy my first bass guitar. And I have never not been playing. I've been playing bass guitar almost my entire life. So.
Nice. Do you have candles lit in the background, Danny?
No, that's.
Oh, it looks like candles right there.
No,
I
no,
don't have my glasses on. I normally wear like huge nerd glasses, so I'm like, is that candles?
no, that's a channel strip for recording bass guitar and stuff. So it's some of my recording.
He's got a pretty sweet home studio where we record demos and stuff like that. So,
nice.
Pretty sweet setup.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like for me, I mean, it was like an ongoing joke with my family that I was going to be a singer because I was singing before I could even talk. I was in the back seat in my car seat, and I'm going to age myself a little bit, but that was when Whitney Houston's I Will Love You was super famous, and I couldn't even talk yet. I was just a baby, but I was like humming along and like, and my grandma was like, she's going to be a singer. And then I went to a performing arts high school in Vancouver, Washington. That's where I'm from. And I went, I grew up singing there. Moved here my senior year of high school because I didn't want to pay out-of-state tuition at a college. Yeah. And they had a thing called show choir. So I was the show choir star. And after high school, I got an internship at Century Media. And then I realized I didn't want to work for bands, that my passion was really being in a band. And the rest is kind of history.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
I'm glad you are here now because you guys are creating awesome music. I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, me and Danny actually met too. I'm a personal trainer. That's my day job. And It's hard to believe because he is like freaking 220 pounds just of like solid muscle. When people hear that I was his trainer, they're like, you were his trainer, not the other way around. And I'm like, I know, guys. I know. But that's how we met. And he's super friendly, talked my ear off about music. And in between classes, we would talk and they'd be like, my bosses would be like, Amanda, you need to teach your class now. And I'm like, oh shit, 15 minutes already went by.
That's awesome. I'm like 150, I'm like 200 pounds of nothing but hamburger.
Hey, hire us. That's another thing. And my drummer's super into fitness as well. So when we go out on the road, that could be a good way of us to make, some side money, some hustle.
There you go. Hire them, guys. I'll just invite y'all for some hamburgers.
As long as it's lettuce wrap for Danny, right?
There you go.
Well, and it's chicken burger.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't eat red meat. I rarely eat red meat, too. But it's not for healthy reasons. It's just, I don't eat a lot of meat.
Yeah, I eat a lot of chicken, but...
Pizza's my go-to fast food, for sure.
Yeah, that's so true. I want pizza now.
I always want pizza. My family's like, really, Amanda, pizza again? And I'm like, yes.
That's great. Oh, and what is y'all's writing process?
Well, for me, I'm like constantly writing poetry because I'm emo like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm constantly writing poetry. And right now, I'm going through like kind of a hard time. I had a end of a relationship after 7 years. So I'm constantly writing now. So I joke with the guys, I'm like, pretty soon we're going to have some kick-ass songs. But yeah, basically it just starts with me kind of writing poetry. And then, I'll have to organize my thoughts, come up with like verse, chorus, bridge, all that. And then usually I'll take it to, Danny, and he'll come up with, some background guitar. He has a home studio, again, where we kind of use to make demos before going to our producer. So that's kind of our process there.
And do you guys write what comes first for you guys, the lyrics or the music?
For me, usually lyrics, but we've had in the past guitarists, they'll present a song to me and they'll be like, okay, write to it. And for me, it's easier to kind of come up with the lyrics first, just because I feel it's a little bit more organic. Sometimes when I'm trying to write to, music, it feels sometimes like a little forced.
Yeah.
But we've done both ways.
That's awesome. I honestly want to go listen to y'all's music again. Damn it, I said it again, y'all's.
I love it.
But that's awesome. Like, I'm really excited for, the new EP.
Yeah, it's out May 10th.
There you go. The new EP, I've heard it. It's amazing. So it comes out May 10th. Will it be on all platforms?
Yes. Danny, you want to go into that? He's kind of our tech savvy member. So
Yeah. So all the major platforms, everything from Amazon and Google Play and you name it. It should be. I think we're putting it out on 29 platforms, and it'll also be available. We're debuting the Friday before the actual release. We're actually releasing it on YouTube too. It's just an audio only video. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just a static image, but you can hear all the music. So
yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, that premieres noon on Friday if I remember right. So
wow, this Friday, like next Friday, I mean next Friday.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. With this quarantine, I'm like, what day is it? I thought it was still like April, and it's like gonna be May.
Actually, it's gonna be March 60 something.
It's gonna be May.
Oh no.
But, yeah, we're premiering it early on YouTube to kind of encourage people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Danny's also been working really hard on a lyric video for Queen of the Misfits, where we had kind of all of our fans, friends, basically anybody that feels like an outcast or misfit, submit their photos. And he's been working really hard on making that music video. How's that going, by the way, Danny?
Oh, good. I gave a little tiny sneak peek on my Instagram yesterday. And by the way, I owe you. I got to send you that video so you can share it too. But yeah, it's coming along. It's really cool. We got a ton of submissions, and I'm trying to use every single one of them that I possibly can. So other than there was a couple submissions where, yeah, I don't think we can put that on YouTube.
Oh, really? Oh my God, I want to see those. I'm curious now.
But all the ones where we can legally get away with it, yeah, they're gonna go on.
Well, I guess it's a good thing to have more submissions than not have enough. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be neat, and it just to me it just drives home the point of the song. The song, we lovingly kind of referred to, and actually the fans started referring to themselves as Misfits, and it just kind of came out one day that, hey, Amanda, you're kind of like Queen of the Misfits, and boom, and not to steal thunder where that song came from, but so the song's all about. We all feel like misfits at some point, and that's kind of the point of the song. And I think the lyric videos are really going to convey that. So
that's awesome. And see, I like that because this other band that I listen to called Raven Black, their fans are known as the Rejects.
Perfect.
There you go.
So it's
I originally wrote this song for our friend and photographer. His name's Sway, and he was in a really bad work accident where he actually broke his neck.
Oh no.
And so he was in the hospital. I was super worried about him, and that kind of sparked the idea of Queen of the Misfits. Also, my stepdad was always calling me the Queen of the Misfits because I have so many different friends from so many different walks of life, and we just really find a common ground that we all felt like misfits growing up. And so the rest was history. I was like, yeah, I could write a song about Sway, or I could write a song about all of our friends, all of our following, because we all feel like misfits or underdogs at some point in our life.
I've been an underdog since the day I was born, so
exactly. See, join our tribe, Queen of the Misfits.
I'm totally down for that. That's awesome. I'm actually like super freaking excited for everything. I just need this whole quarantine thing to blow over so we can all hang out.
Yeah, the good thing about the quarantine, though, is it's forcing us to get a lot of stuff done, music-wise, and being creative.
And see, this one thing I've always wanted to do. I wanted to bring my interviews into video rather than just audio. So,
of course.
So you guys are my first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are my first.
Cool.
Aw, we feel very lucky.
Me too. I'm happy, guys. And that song, can you talk? Well, you already talked to me about that song, "The Queen of the Misfits," and it's gonna be freaking awesome.
What was your favorite song when you listened to the EP? Because I know you just listened to it, last night?
Yeah, last night. Ooh, let me go back and check because, like, I really like the Queen of the Misfits, but uh, I think it was maybe City Wolf. Oh no, Cry Wolf.
Cry Wolf. Okay, that's our heavier song. I think it's the heaviest song we've done yet.
Yeah,
That's a
but
really good one too.
but I like the way, without any spoilers, I like the way that you guys started the intro, the EP, and then how you guys ended it. Like that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it kind of makes it like a complete idea. It's kind of what we're going for. Yeah,
Yeah.
this EP, man, I've always had favorites on our other EPs, but this one, they're like so neck and neck. It's like hard to choose one. And it's like I feel like it's the most diverse EP as well.
But it ends up, it's almost like a concept. It's almost like a concept EP if there was a such thing, when it's all said and done. So
For
normally
sure.
concept album, right? But I know it's only 4 songs, but it has a thematic flow, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
And one of the songs to Heartbeat, it's been released, so the single is out, Heartbeat, on all platforms. So definitely check it out.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go listen to it later. And I'm excited because, with I'm excited for what the 2020 has for you guys because maybe it'll be another EP.
Oh yeah, I feel like right now we have enough material almost for another EP, so it might not be too much longer till we release another one. So.
And that brings me to my next question: what is y'all's plans for 2020, despite this whole quarantine stuff?
Danny, did you want to talk about Blast Records in Brazil a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So we actually have just gotten through some negotiations with Blast Records out of Brazil, and there's been a lot of interest down there. So aside from doing some shows. As soon as you mentioned, as soon as we get over the quarantine and things open up and it's feasible to tour again, then we have plans to tour around North America and especially the West Coast. But yeah, we also have plans in the works for going down to Brazil and to do some touring in that area and as you mentioned, working on more material. We got a lot of material to tweak right now and to play with. So just keep plugging away at it and cranking out new stuff.
We're also working on an acoustic album of all of our songs that we have right now in our repertoire, going acoustic because during this quarantine, I've been posting a few covers. I try to do one a week, and many of which have been just like piano in the background, and it shows like a different side of my voice in the band, and there's a lot of requests there for us to have like an acoustic album. So we're like, why not? So we're working on reworking our music and releasing that fairly soon. So
that's awesome. I'm a huge fan of acoustic music.
for sure, yeah. It allows the focus to be like specifically on my voice too as well. Shows like more of a pretty more vulnerable side. So
that and the lyrics too, because
yes. Yeah, it kind of forces you to pay more attention to like the lyrics, and it can hit you differently as well. So
yeah, and then
I'm just super excited about Brazil, and I hope it doesn't get put off too much longer. It's crazy to me that people in Brazil and all over the world know who we are. It's like mind blowing.
Yeah, you guys are gonna kill it out there when you guys make it there.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, you hear that, Brazil? They'll be there.
Blast Records, thanks for believing in us.
Oh yeah, shout out to those guys. And who would you guys like to tour with?
Oh man, you start, Danny. You start.
No. I'm leaving this one up to you. At least.
Who would I like to tour with? Well, I feel like Panic at the Disco would be a great lineup, you know, opening for them would be a dream come true. I've been obsessed with them ever since I was, you know, a little teenager. And Brandon Urie's voice is just amazing. Papa Roach is another one. They're really known for their live performance. Like Jacoby Shaddix is such an amazing frontman. And I've been compared to him a lot because I tend to go crazy during the show. I have a wireless mic. I'll go out in the crowd and people are on their phone or not paying attention. I'll make them pay attention.
Oh, wow.
A couple other bands. Hailstorm, I'm all for like the girl rock bands, and I feel like she is, you know, true to the rock genre. You know, she doesn't sell out. She's just an amazing natural talent. So those would probably be my top 3 bands.
That's awesome.
Hit me up, Lizzie Hale.
Do it, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, basically, Amanda stole my thunder on like 90% of that was the same stuff I was saying. The other one I was going to say is MCR. I mean, it would be amazing.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
So,
I thought she was going to say that when she brought up Panic at the Disco.
I know. It's crazy to me because they were supposed to have a reunion tour, but I'm sure it's all been postponed.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we'll blow up and we can open for them when they get back on that reunion tour.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, and I really hope you guys get put in some of those cards there. So, you know, because y'all's music is amazing, and I'm sure you guys sound amazing live too. So,
Thank you. Yeah, we kind of pride ourselves on our live performance. You know, we've heard time and time again that our live show is actually better than our recording just because like the energy that we put into it. So that's always a compliment because usually sometimes, you know, when you hear a well-produced album, people are like, oh, it's just because of producing this and that. I wonder what they sound like live. But we've constantly heard that we're actually better live. So that's a good thing.
yeah, we put it all out there. We don't leave anything. We don't leave anything behind. There's no question. And you know, I do some hired gun stuff too. And you know, there's a lot of times where I do a gig and afterwards I'm like, okay, that was fun. And you know, I barely broke a sweat. But a We're No Gentlemen gig, we get done, even if it's just a 35-minute set, I am exhausted and drenched every time after we're done.
That's how it should be too. And you know, fans notice that kind of thing as well.
oh yeah, yeah, and that's one thing. Like when I go see like my favorite bands or just a random band in general, like I pay attention to everybody. Like, okay, the singer's doing this. Okay, cool. Bass player, guitarist, drummer. All right, like this is a good band. And that's how I judge the bands, you know.
Mm-hmm. Going back to MCR, I saw them once in 2006, the prime emo time, and he's an amazing frontman as well. He blew me away. I've always been like a fan of their music, but after seeing them live, I was hooked. I was even a huger fan.
Yeah. Now that they're back, I'm gonna try to see if maybe I can get an interview with them. That'd be great.
Yeah, right? Oh, a dream come true.
But let's see. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see us making a living off of music. That's kind of like the dream for me, at least. You know, I've been at this for a while, and you know, every year I just see progress. Like we played Warped Tour in 2017. We won a Battle of the Bands Warped Tour. Shout out to Papa Peter, which, you know, he actually introduced you to us, right?
Yeah. Like I would see like you on his post and all that stuff. So I'm just like, you know, let me check this person out. And
Yeah, and like, you know, it's always been a dream of mine to make music my, you know, my one and only job, the way I make a living. But after winning 2017 and playing Warped Tour, that really solidified, yeah, you know what, we can actually do this. So just keep working towards making that, you know, our main gig.
yeah, that's awesome. And I really have high hopes for you guys because, you know, I see like the little that I've known you all, I see the fight in you guys and it's amazing.
Of course, yeah. Never stop fighting for what you want.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody out there, stop quitting and start fighting.
For sure. Yeah, and a lot of people that I've talked to and kind of mentored, they're like, how do you do it? Like, I want to be a singer, I want to be a songwriter, I want to be a performer like you, but I suffer with, depression, anxiety, and a lot of those things I suffer with as well, and I write about. And my goal really is just to prove to other people, like, if I'm doing it, you can do it too.
Yeah, exactly. And we were talking about like relationships and stuff earlier. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I write my own poems too, and
Awesome.
yeah, and like my last relationship was like 11 years ago. Uh,
Oh, wow.
yeah, only because like 12 years ago, I decided to, get into the music scene, and then 11 years ago, my relationship ended. So I was like, okay, cool, it's a sign. Um,
Oh, of course. Yeah. And a lot of people, they can't handle, having a partner or significant other in the music industry.
yeah, yeah, and so what I do now is I kind of like I could pay attention to somebody's relationship or something, and just kind of like write stuff down, and but not make it like specific, like, oh, this song is about you, or this song is like I just get
You don't
like
want to T Swift them? You don't want to write a song about every one of your
no,
exes?
no, 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 no.
Yeah, they always say write what you know, and writing is very therapeutic for me because I could sit here and talk about problems till I'm blue in the face, and it doesn't really help until I can like physically write it down and make something like beautiful out of it, And
Yeah,
that's why art is so amazing and so many different people relate.
I love it. It's like when I learn y'all's lyrics, I'm probably just gonna start singing along, even though I'm gonna make a bad impression of you. So
Oh, you should submit a photo for Queen of the Misfits if it's done already though, huh, Danny?
No, I can squeeze it in.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool.
yeah, I'll definitely do that. I was gonna ask you about that, but I was like, nah.
Ah!
And so you guys have been together for a few years, or a couple of years. I'm not really too sure how the few and the couple work, but what is one of the most memorable moments in We're No Gentlemen history?
Definitely playing Warped Tour.
Work tour?
Um, people knock the Battle of the Bands a lot, but I mean, Battle of the Bands is how we got to play Warped Tour. So I encourage people to, do those battles. Why not? But there was like a thousand bands that entered to win. So we felt super accomplished and amazing because there were so many talented bands that wanted it and we got it. So that was just an amazing experience, hanging out backstage and watching, the main acts like Falling in Reverse, New Year's Day, CKY, who else played? Neck Deep played. So that was just amazing to be able to hang out backstage and, chill after our set. It was an amazing experience. And I want more of that. So that's what we're working towards.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, I believe it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And okay, this one is more of a fun question.
Okay.
If you were stuck in an elevator with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be, and what would you talk about?
Ooh, any musician dead or alive. Probably Freddie Mercury because I would want some like vocal tips from him because he's so amazing. In my opinion, he's like the best vocalist that ever was. So definitely Freddie Mercury.
Nice. Hell yeah.
For me, it'd
What
be
about you, Dan?
David Bowie.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just, I mean, he's an amazing, singer, songwriter, and everything else. But I mean, he was also an artist. I mean, he's just an actor. Just, if someone's gonna
Talk
have,
about amazing frontman.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, I mean, his music had such an impact on my life. I mean, it just every album, the fact that he would kind of reinvent himself almost every album. I mean, you look at like the Ziggy Stardust stuff and the curve of all the different things he did over the years. Just amazing to just keep going. Oh no, we can do this instead. And a lot of bands they establish their signature sound, right, and they just stay the same. Their career. Every album still kind of pretty much sounds the same. I
Mm-hmm.
probably appreciated that. Man, he really knew how to just change it up, and he didn't lose fans by doing that, which is really cool.
I love bands that evolve over the years. It's only natural. A lot of bands, like especially like Linkin Park, they started really young with the whole new metal thing, and their later work, I was still a fan of, but they got a lot of haters kind of saying, oh, sell out this, sell out that, but it's only natural. I mean, are you the same person that you were back when you were in high school or college? Like, I feel like it's only the natural thing to do, and I actually look up to bands that change their sound over the years, as long as it's organic and natural.
Yeah, like Theory of a Deadman. Like Theory of a Deadman, their lyrics were kind of always about, oh, fuck this girl, the bitch came back, and then and then now it's kind of like history of violence, or like the other songs. I'm just like, that's cool. He kind of grew up a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then like Linkin Park's last album, I thought it was beautiful. It sucks that it was their last album though.
I know. That was definitely the celebrity death that hit me the hardest. I looked up to him a ton. I've seen him twice as well, and he's incredible.
Yeah, I don't think we were. Well, I mean, it's not like we're ever ready for a death, but that one was kind of tough.
Yeah.
And I forgot to write this one down, but message to the fans.
Message to the fans?
Yeah.
Man. Just keep listening to us and listen to Queen of the Misfits. Let us know what you think of it, if you relate to it, and become part of our tribe of misfits. And don't ever give up. Work through your anxiety, depression, create art, create something beautiful out of it, and just know that you're really capable of anything. Don't let anything hold you back.
She said it. Hell yeah, that's amazing. And where can we find you guys?
You can find us on all social media platforms. I'm really big on Instagram. If you message me there, I'll get back to you. It might take me a while, but I'll definitely get back to you. Instagram, I'm huge on. YouTube, make sure you subscribe to us there, because we're going to be releasing the Queen of the Misfits lyric video very soon. And we're going to be releasing the audio, as Danny said, the Friday before the 10th. So you can hear it first on YouTube. Also, subscribe to our Spotify, where you can listen to all of our tunes. And yeah, those are probably the three main ones, but we're on everything.
And if you can't find it any other way, then we're also we'renogentlemen.com.
Yes. And on our website, you can pick up our merch. Queen of the Misfits is one of our designs, and Danny's wearing the other one.
Yeah, we have one for the Heartbreak. We have one for Queen of the Misfits, and we have hats, wristbands, all that kind of fun stuff. So
yeah, check it out.
Yeah. Get at them, guys. Support all your favorite bands, especially around this time,
Oh, yes, especially.
And I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today for this awesome interview. Like, I'm really excited to follow y'all's journey, It was kind of...
Thank you, Ernie, and welcome to the clan of the Misfits.
Thanks for having us.
Man, I'm just going to be part of Misfits and Rejects, and like, it's going to be crazy.
Hey, those are the people that do things in the world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's not the normal boring people that are out there accomplishing great things. It's the ones that feel like they're the outcasts.
Yeah. Normal people peak in high school, man. The rest of us have our entire lives to...
True. But I want to thank everybody for listening to my interview with We're No Gentlemen.
We're no strangers. Well, we are no strangers now, but
I know we're
yes,
not.
everybody butchers our name, so that's nothing new. So
we're no gentlemen. Thank you all for listening, and don't forget to wash your hands, everybody.
Coronavirus.
And don't forget, everybody, that without music, life would be a mistake.